Late last night, early this morning, airspace around El Paso was shut down. Initially shut down for 10 days. It has since been opened back up. Now, 10 days ends up being a full grounding, similar to what they did after the 9/11 attacks. Um, and the reason being is very confusing. So apparently, the Defense Department, because I refuse to call it the War Department, was conducting anti-drone testing of some equipment out of Fort Bliss, and they apparently, out of an abundance of caution, had decided to shut down airspace around El Paso just for safety. But apparently there were miscommunications, and when the FAA decided to do this and to shut off the airspace, ground everything, including medical helicopters, etc., they didn't discuss it with local leaders, with the state of Texas, or with the White House, the Pentagon, anybody. They just said they were doing it out of an abundance of caution. Now, this whole situation gets stranger when it sounds like initially they were saying it was going to be used, or that they had been doing it to take out drones that were being used by cartels. But then there's been other reports coming out about that they were only testing new equipment, and still other things about a party balloon. This whole thing sounds very disorganized. It sounds like nobody really knew what was going on. And it sounds very confusing as far as this administration. Now, this is about par for the course with this administration. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, and this is what happens when you get incompetent people running all of these departments. Now, so far, it has not been released publicly that I have seen that they have fired anybody over this closure of airspace and the miscommunication and all of this. But it wouldn't surprise me if somebody ends up taking the blame, and it's going to end up being some staffer or maybe an FAA controller or something like that. Somebody is going to get the blame here. Probably will not fall in the lap of Donald Trump or the Pentagon or anything like that. This whole situation, though, could have probably been avoided with a little better communication and a little better planning. But again, typical for this administration. They're just out doing things, and the people who should know or be consulted about the things that are going on aren't. So it sounds like the airspace around El Paso is lifted, even though it was a very tense situation this morning. There was no emergency. It sounds like it was a big miscommunication.